kept wishing you would be a part of me. Somehow I knew it wasn't meant to be. How could I fall into this broken dream? I feel betrayed. Oh, someday when all the colors been filled in the same, all the words of pain had a hold on. I pray I will find a way to say someday. Gave you the lock and key that hid my heart. I couldn't help but love you from the start. Why did I rush into your open arms? I thought you'd stay. Oh, someday, after all the colors been filled in, I'll say all the words that pain had a hold on. I pray that I will find a way somehow. I've been afraid I'll never mend all of this pain. When will it end? Someday, after all the colors been filled, it will say all the words that pain had a hold on. I pray that I will find a way someday to replace the tears with our laughter. Will say all the dreams we followed after. He'll give us strength to find a way to say someday.
Hello. I was
Hi.
just pointing at you and then you yawned. So I was trying to give you a
Story of my
signal
life.
that we're going live with
This
everybody.
is the story of my life.
And I look over and she's
Story
yawning.
of my life. I'm also trying to look up something.
Oh, that's a great way to start the live stream where
I
you're
know.
looking up something.
I know. I don't.
As long as
feel-
it's not a game.
I
She
don't.
likes to play
it wasn't.
games a lot.
It wasn't a game. I like to keep you on your toes.
Mm-hmm. So, how many people do you think we'll have coming early? I mean, we don't usually have too many anyways live, but
Well,
maybe
yeah,
less now because we changed our time so much.
we did. Well, and we just changed it real quick today
Because we're called changing names, so you know it fits the title. Just we like to change things a lot.
no, no.
Wait, I can't reach my logo. I'm tall enough. I don't know how to do things. Okay.
This is riveting television.
It is riveting.
Is what this is. Yeah, so we are a little bit early tonight just because we could. We normally come on super late, and when we pushed back our time, we actually had a drop off of people who were able to show up, and so we'll see who's able to come on early today because it was a last minute notification too that we were going to be an hour earlier. But we are home today from the couch, I should call it.
If you haven't noticed,
Yeah, because we're not able to get to our studio.
I call it the bee-pocalypse.
Yeah. Because our studio had a little situation where a hive took up residence inside the building. Literally. And so
And the walls,
yeah. So
they're swarming everywhere.
until that situation is resolved, we can't really get to our studio without going through the swarm.
Yeah.
It's fun challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's why we are in our bee-free home. coming to you from the couch, and what
Be free.
we wanted to do.
Sorry.
We wanted to do a word.
Sorry. Let me not throw you off track there.
We wanted to do.
Be good.
We wanted.
Everything will be all right.
Can't. We wanted to have a little worship session with you tonight, so that's what we have, and we put it in the video description, and it's probably also going to be in the comments too. There's a link to our Dropbox where if you go, you'll see every worship file with lyrics from every worship night that we've done, so you can pull lyrics and sing along even with old live streams. They're sorted by date, so if you just look up today's date, you'll find the file for tonight, which today's the 2nd. If you look for May 2nd, you'll find the file from tonight. If you want to worship along with us, we just have a little bit of a worship set.
Oh, thanks, Chris. So Kit, we call Chris Kit. He's moderating tonight. He put the link already there in the chat for that too.
Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it's just us hanging out right now. Maybe there'll be other people coming. So
It's just
never
us?
know. Yeah,
It's
just us and Kit.
Hi!
And
friend.
whoever's watching this on repeat or delay, welcome. Thanks for checking us out as always. I want to say a few things before we get started that we always forget to say until too late. But please give us a thumbs up, hit that like button. That does tell YouTube that we're relevant, and they'll push us out more. And we love it for you guys to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that already. We don't upload content too regularly. I mean, with our lives, you're going to be able to find our lives there a lot. And right now we're on an every 2-week basis. But there might be, at some point this year, pretty soon, a whole new music video. We'll see.
At least one, maybe two.
Yeah, maybe two. But I think with the way our lives are, I think I'm going for one with the most efficient way of doing it. That it will still be, hopefully, a well-done video, of course. But it's going to be our new song coming out. For those of you who were with us a few weeks ago, I don't remember now, because we were supposed to do.
About it. We
did
mentioned
talk
it.
about it. Okay. So
Yeah, we have a new single that we're going to be releasing within the next month or two. Within the next 2 or 3 months, if we're being realistic.
Yeah.
The song's done. We have to do a lot of what's the word?
I don't
Other
know.
work.
We've recorded everything.
Yes.
And we've
The
mastered it.
Audio is done. It's everything else that is involved in releasing a single that's not done. And we kind of want to release the single and the video in tandem. So, which we've never done that before. So that's what we're looking to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just so thankful you're here tonight with us. We are going to be doing some worship songs, like Katie said. These are some songs that I actually picked out because I'm going kind of through a rough time. We're collectively going through a rough time. We've shared with you guys before. We've never been too specific. Maybe we have been somewhat specific on certain lives, but
a little bit more with Patreon.
Yeah,
they
more
get
Patreon,
a little bit more of our raw selves.
yeah. So at the same time, we're also trying to push forward and keep our eyes above. And it's times like these that I'm really thankful for the Lord and our belief in Christ and how He is the center of all things. That it's not dependent upon us or our circumstances to find happiness. That the happiness is fleeting, but there's a joy He can give us in our circumstances. So that's kind of the theme of tonight, of being able to take our eyes off our issues and still praise the Lord in the middle of the circumstances. And if we've caught you where you're in between, you're not sure where you are with your belief in the Lord or whatever, I'd welcome you to just enjoy the live stream and ponder these lyrics in your heart as well, because it's the greatest decision you'll ever make to invite Jesus into your heart and let Him transform you, and especially as it's getting kind of crazy out there, if you notice. So it's wonderful to step into something like this. This is not just of the material world, but Christ who seals us for eternity. So I'm saying this for myself as well, because I have kind of let my circumstances waver me a lot.
Not in his faith, in his emotions.
Yeah, definitely not not waver. Definitely rock solid in what I believe, but definitely allowing, if you know the story of Peter walking on the water, which is an amazing miracle. Like Christ is on the water, and then he calls Peter out, and I love Peter because he's always gung ho about things, and he's like, then he kind of just backs off in a gung ho way too. But he was walking on water, and then he took his eyes off of Jesus, started looking around and like looking at the wind and the waves, and started sinking. And that's what we could do sometimes.
Well, two things I want to point out, or one thing I want to point out, like when James is talking about Peter being gung-ho, Peter went out on the water because Jesus called him, but Jesus called him because Peter asked to be called.
Yeah.
Peter said, call me out.
Call me out.
And I think that we do that a lot. Like we cry out for the Lord to, my nose itches. We cry out for the Lord to call us out on the water, but once we start stepping out in that, the circumstances are scary. And then we get into trouble when we take our eyes off of Christ and we look at our circumstances. And that's what happened to Peter. He says, Lord, call me out. And then that prayer gets answered. He gets called out. And then he looks at the waves and he looks at the storm around him. And then he cries out to be saved. Like, Lord, save me. I'm sinking. Like, please save me. And Christ's response is like, why did you doubt? Like, why did you take your eyes off of me? And I think that that's just really indicative of just human nature in general, that we do that. I had a couple real quick scriptures that speak into you, our circumstances, maybe your circumstances.
Sorry, I just took it over.
Do not apologize. Stop it. No. So Jeremiah.
I wasn't really apologizing.
No, you weren't. Jeremiah 29. I'll start at verse 11 and I'll just keep going until I stop. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. Then you will call on me and come and pray to me, and I will listen to you. You will seek me and find me when you seek me with all your heart. I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back from captivity. I will gather you from all the nations and places where I have banished you, declares the Lord, and will bring you back to the place from which I carried you into exile." So that's Jeremiah 29:11 through 14. And I think a lot of people stop at 11, which is, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." And that is a beautiful promise from the Lord that he...
Yeah, we have that written up there, Tony.
I do. I have it. Wrote it on a chalkboard in my house. But there's more to it, because he's also saying, like, if you seek me, you're going to find me, and I'm going to show up and I'm going to gather you to myself, and I'm going to bring you out of the captive places. And I feel like for us, there's definitely a Babylon feel that we are in this place of captivity right now, and we're waiting to be rescued. And so if that's you, I just want to encourage you that there's a very clear promise from the Lord that if you are feeling like you are in Egypt, if you're in Babylon, if you're feeling, and I use these as examples of seasons when the Israelites were in captivity, where they were not free. And if that's you, if that's how you're feeling, because I know that's how we're feeling, like, this is a very clear promise from the Lord that deliverance is coming in his timing, that he has a plan and he has a purpose, and he's allowed this season for a very specific reason. And he's not going to leave you past the point where you should be delivered. He's not going to tarry. He's not going to leave us past the point where our captivity serves no further purpose. He doesn't do things without a purpose. And the other one that I wanted to share is 2 Thessalonians 3:3, which just says, "But the Lord is faithful, and he will strengthen you and protect you from the evil one." And it's just a reminder that our God is faithful. He is faithful and he is trustworthy, and whatever he allows in our lives, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it is for his glory and for our good. And so, speaking of his glory, that is what we have for you guys tonight. We have some worship. So again, if you want to sing along with us, You'll find in the video description as well as in the comments, you're going to find lyrics to be able to join us. This first song that we have for you is by Mercy Me. They say sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some. Right now I'm losing bad. I've stood on this stage night after night, reminding the broken it'll be alright. Right now, oh right now I just can't. It's easy to sing when there's nothing to bring me down. But what can I say when I'm held to the flames like I am right now? I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. They say it only takes a little faith to move a mountain. Well, good thing a little faith is all I have right now. But God, when you choose to leave mountains unmovable, give me the strength to be able to sing. It is well with my soul. I know you're able and I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. I know the sorrow and I know the hurt would all go away if you just say the word. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. You've been faithful, you've been good all my days. Jesus, I will cling to you, come what may, 'cause I know you're able. I know you can. I know you're able. I know you can save through the fire with your mighty hand. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. I know the sorrow, I know the hurt would all go away if you just say the word. But even if you don't, my hope is you alone. It is well with my soul. It is well. It is well with my soul.
Okay, no transition.
Nope, no transition.
Kind of transition. 'Cause we're not. The pressure's on.
When I look at the space between what remains of me and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. Was another in the fire standing next to me. Was another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding? To me, there is a cross that bears the burden, where another died for me. There was another in the fire. All my dead left were dead beneath the waters. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. Should I fall in this space between what remains of me and this reckoning? Either way, I will bow to the things of this world. I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire standing next to me. There is another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding? Power set me free. There is a grave that holds nobody. Now that power lives in me. There is another in the fire. Oh, there's another in the fire. Oh, there is another in the fire. Oh, another in the fire. Oh, I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between wears thin. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between us. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come what may in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning, I know I will never be alone. I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me? I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I can see the light in the darkness as the darkness bows to him. I can hear the roar in the heavens as the space between wears thin. I can feel the ground shake beneath us as the prison walls cave in. Nothing stands between us. Nothing stands between. There'll be another in the fire standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters holding back the seas. Should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me? I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. I'll count that's where you'll be.
Oh my gosh, that was funny. That song has been really our heart's cry for the last 2 years of just knowing that we're in the midst of this like battle, but we're not alone in the midst of it. And I think that that's also kind of the point of the verses that I shared earlier about if you're also in the midst of a difficult season, you're not alone. If you know, like this song was Another in the Fire, if you know the story of
Shadrach, Meshach, and
Abednego, they were part of the captivity in Babylon, and there was a rule about not basically not worshiping any god, but whoever is it the king of Babylon? Was that, I don't know if it was a king or emperor or whatever they called themselves, but they wouldn't submit to that, and their punishment was to be thrown into the fiery furnace. And they actually were so offensive to the ruler of Babylon that he ordered it to be heated 7 times hotter than it normally was. And the men who were putting them into the furnace died just by being in proximity to the flames. That's how hot it was. And when they got into the furnace, they were met by Jesus, who was hanging out with them in there. So not a hair on their head was singed. Their clothes didn't even smell like smoke. And when they were in the furnace, like everyone that could see them in the flames, like they saw 4 people there. And the king of Babylon was even like, wow, I see 4 people. And he couldn't understand what was going on. And then he ordered them to come out. And then the 3 of them came out. But Jesus was walking around with them in there because there was another in the fire who was standing next to them. So that is a good reminder for all of us that when you are taken into dark places, you don't go alone. And so we have one more song for you tonight. It's called Highlands.
Oh, how high would I climb mountains if the mountains were where you hide? Oh, how far I'd scale the valleys if you grace the other side. Oh, how long have I chased rivers from lowly seas to where they rise, against the rush of grace descending from the source of its supply. 'Cause in the highlands and the heartache, you're neither more or less inclined. I would search and stop at nothing. You're just not that hard to find. Oh, I will praise you on the mountain. I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. So I will praise you in the valleys of the sea. No less God within the shadows. No less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, oh, how far beneath your glory does your kindness extend the path from where your feet rest on the that valleyed hill called Calvary. But for the one I call Good Shepherd, who like a lamb was slain for me. Oh, I will praise you on the mountain. I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. So I'll praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows. No less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same. Oh, oh, ever I walk through, wherever I am, name can move mountains wherever I stand. If ever I walk through the valley of death, I sing through the shadows my song of ascent. Whenever I walk through, wherever I stand, name can move mountains wherever I stand. And if ever I walk through the valley of death, I'll sing through the shadows my song of ascent, my song of ascent. Whoa, my song of ascent. From the gravest of all valleys come the pastures we call grace. A mighty river flowing upwards from a deep but empty grave. I will praise you on the mountain. I will praise you in the mountains in my way. You're the summit where my feet are. So I'll praise you in the valleys all the same. No less God within the shadows. No less faithful when the night leads me astray. You're the heaven where my heart is. In the highlands and the heartache all the same.
So, thank you for joining us for our worship night. We are grateful that you have decided to worship with us. Again, you can find lyrics in the comment section as well as the video description through the Dropbox link. Those are going to stay up. And
Yeah.
we're going to call it a night. So, we'll see you in 2 weeks back here on May.
Well, we're not totally calling it a night, right?
No, we're going to head over to our Patreon. But we're going to be back on Thursday, May 16th at our regular scheduled time, right? 8:30?
Yes, we're gonna try out a new setup in the studio, by the way.
Okay, but are we going to be able to be early next week or still 8:30?
We're not gonna do next week,
I'm
so
sorry.
we can
in
be
2
as early
weeks.
as we want.
The 16th.
I'm still gonna teach. Yeah, I won't know like if we're gonna go earlier. We'll let you guys know the day of.
Yeah.
But we're
Otherwise, 8:30.
we're gonna stick with our 8:30 time for now
Okay.
because that's dependent on when I stop teaching.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's been some new updates and things, and as you've seen, we've had some interesting bugs that would happen with our mixer. We don't always talk about all the technology, but sometimes we do because
So
things happen.
we just have a bug problem. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
Bees, technology bugs, you know,
Yeah.
we're just like bugging out, you know.
Okay. So yeah, we'll see you in 2 weeks on May
You're not gonna say
16th.
anything about Patreon?
We're gonna head over to Patreon.
Well, if you would like to support us, maybe I'll do it.
patreon.com/changing names.
Katie doesn't like to ask for support, but we need your support. So if you can spread the word, we love your support on that. What we're
Yes.
doing is walking through our album, and I see what you just wanted me to explain it.
Yeah, I do.
So it's even in the midst of the valleys kind of we're in right now. and the craziness of our life, we are still trying to push forward because we believe we're called to make this second album, and a long time coming, and we're barely started with it, but we got one song. We're going to share another song that we're working on and another one next time, and we'll see how far this goes and all that. But that is one thing that you get from being a Patreon supporter, or you just want to support us as artists.
Yeah.
That's how we gain people's support, and by watching our channel. So
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Anyways, thanks. You guys have a great couple